Hello everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel, and also welcome to any newcomers. If this is your first time watching, thank you for popping in. There's a couple of things. Firstly, welcome to my messy craft space. You can't actually tell that I have been cleaning and reorganizing today by all of this going on, but hopefully that'll make more sense to you shortly. I am really tired today. So if I mess up, trip over my words, what have you, I don't mean to. I sat up last night trying to see if I could change the orientation of the previous video that I posted, and I am so sorry guys. I am obviously technology challenged. I thought I had it all worked out, and apparently I forgot to check the orientation, and I'm checking this now to make sure it's taping correctly when I did the last video, and it actually has taken me uploading that video, checking on it the next day because I did it really late at night. It took forever to upload, and realizing that it was the wrong orientation. By that stage I'd already done 2 more, so I had messed up those as well. So I haven't actually loaded those because I wasn't really sure that you basically wanted to stand on your head while you were watching them. I finished the tags that I was working on in that video, so I can show you those with the paint chip samples. I'm actually really happy. Actually, I'll save it until a little bit later in the video when I've cleared off my ugly workspace. And I'll show you then. The other thing that I did, the other video I did, sorry, was actually lots of fun, and I really wanted to share it with you guys, which is why I tried so hard to try and figure out how to turn the orientation around so that I could post that for you guys to see. It was using one of Tracie Fox's digitals, her collage pieces actually, and I tried something new, and I don't want to have you standing on your heads while you're watching a video, so unless you give me a shout out and tell me that you'd really like to see them, I won't worry about posting them, but I will try and do a follow-up tutorial of that actual video further on down the track. But for right now, I'm sort of under the pump to get this wedding journal finished, so I don't really have a lot of time up my sleeve to redo it now. I did think about it and decided it was probably not in my best interest, so I'm really sorry about that, guys. I really want to share with you, but like I said, I have messed it up. If you really want to see it, give me a shout out and let me know, and I will put it up. Like I said, I will try and do a follow-up video on the same thing later on down the track, but it may be another week or so, maybe 2, before I get around to doing that. So if I don't put it up, bear with me. I will. So like I said, I've had a lot going on behind the scenes. So that happened. I realized that, yes, technology is not my best friend, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Thought I could change it on YouTube. There were indicators online to suggest that I could do that. Spent a lot of time researching last night. Thought it was possible, and realized that YouTube changed their editing options about 2 years ago, I think it was, and took that out. So that was a blow. And then I found another video that suggested it was still possible, so I tried that. I must have tried that 1,000 times, and it kept taking me back to the same thing. So I really tried for you guys. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so moving forward, I've set my camera up. I've actually, believe it or not, cleaned some of my desk space. The last video I did, I almost had a catastrophe and had things falling on top of me because I have a lot of resources, and I like a lot of resources at hand when I'm actually working, so my desk is always chock-a-block full, and I've been trying to find ways of resolving that. So a friend and I went to town today, and she was basically my sounding board. Thanks so much, I love you. so that I could try and recreate my space a little bit better. So I actually have some shelving on my desk in front of me, and I also have some shelving above my sewing machines, which has given me additional storage space. And like I said to my friend, it's like using the extra real estate that I have in my craft room. So I'm actually really excited about that. I've spent a bit of time today setting those up, and I haven't actually got them set up properly because once I cleared my craft space, I was like, right, I need to do some things for this journal so I can keep it moving forward. So I made a start and decided that I would take you on the journey. Now, like I said, I'm using this paper. This is actually the paper that I used for the video that I did the tea stain paper with, and I had mentioned that I had hoped I could use that paper as a background further on down the track, so I thought I would just add to the pretty and reuse it today so that I can create some layers and extra colours. And so it may not be very pleasing to your eye right now, but it will be to mine later, so bear with me. Now I've actually made a start, and I'll show you what I'm working on. It's easier if I show you with a piece of brown paper. Again, this is my stamping paper. I just have it there ready on hand. And I'm actually working with tea bags. So that brown paper just shows it up, which is fabulous because that will be how it pops on the page when I put it in the page in the journal. So this is a tea bag that I have stained. I have done 2. So I'm going to show you how I do that. This is the other one I've done. I've literally just finished them and decided to turn the camera on. They're actually quite delicate, the colour. I think they're showing a little bit bolder in camera, which is fine. It's quite true to the colour, but they are very delicate in colour. It's like a hint of colour. So that being said, I have next to me, I want to do 2 more. Like I said, actually that may have been in one of the videos that I haven't uploaded yet. I actually mentioned that I have 3 signatures, so I generally do everything in 3s when I have 3 signatures, and then if I don't have room to add everything, I can take things out, but I just find it helps my workflow as well. And these things are the same but different, so I think it helps with the unity in the journal too. That's my preference, not everybody's preference, and I love watching what other people do, so don't get me wrong, I love it when it's all different too. I just find that it helps my workflow to work in 3s or work in 2s if my journal only has 2 signatures. So so these tea bags that I have here are literally just, so I have some tea stain here. As you can see, I have some food colouring in there that just jumped ship on me. And when I do my tea staining, I take the tea bags that I've used and I literally undo this staple here, and then there's a seam that runs down the tea bag. I gently take out that staple and open up that seam, and I have a separate container of water that I pop the tea bag into as I gently open that seam up. And I usually use an ice cream container, and I about half fill it, so that would be like a 4-litre ice cream container, so that I've got room to move. And I find that the tea leaves will sink slowly to the bottom, and that leaves fresh water at the top if you're very gentle to rinse your tea bag out in. Now, I have had some stubborn tea leaves that have decided to float around a little bit, so if that happens, just give it a moment to start to settle, and you'll find that those tea leaves will also start to make their way to the bottom, and that will leave you the fresh water at the top. And that's where I just rinse the tea bag out to get rid of all of the tea leaves. And I literally just pop it onto some paper towel, like so, and I'll just have rows of my tea bags and allow it to dry like that Doesn't usually take very long. You could expedite the process by using your heat gun if you really want to, but usually I have a few ready to use, so I'm not in that big a hurry. The tea leaves end up on my garden, and I'm really not wasting anything when I do that, so I love that. Anyway, so this is what I'm using. I have my tea stains made up. I've got 3 colours. Oops. So a pink, a blue and a purple. And that's what I'm using for this journal now. I was trying to get a really deep blue just now and my blue has run out. So what I have is what I have and I'm just going to go with it. I was hoping to head to a more deeper tone because my paper, I don't know if you remember. See if I can just grab it here. Has that beautiful navy. And I think this will be brighter, but that's okay. I'm good with that. So just going to give this a spray. And I don't know, I might mix this with the purple, I think. So it means I just spray half. Okay, the heat gun's going on. Sorry guys. I don't know if you could see that, but I had to reach across camera to save my other tea bag from being blown away. Now it really doesn't take long, it actually takes longer to dry the paper that I have underneath. And I don't want that to get too wet, so I am going to dry it as I go, if you bear with me. I think this is going to be really interesting when it's done. Okay, so this is the blue I've ended up with, and it's a much brighter blue than the blue in the journal, but that's okay. I've talked to you about colour tones and the like before because I've got the tea stain paper in the journal. And because I've used vintage photo to distress the edges of my pattern paper, and this is actually a tea stain using the same sort of tea tones, say that 3 times fast, as the tea stain paper, I feel it all brings it together anyway, regardless of the fact that it's a slightly different or brighter blue. That's sort of my thinking. May not be yours and that's fine, but okay, so I'm actually going to do the purple on the top, and I had a couple of spots there just fall, and that's fine by me because it just adds interest. Heat gun's going on. So yes, we've had a lot going on behind the scenes here lately. I had to go and get a flu shot a couple of days ago because we're coming into that season. So I've got that out of the way. I actually have quite a sore arm at the moment because of it. I've ended up with a bump on my arm, but I'm sure it'll go away in due course. And good to know that I've got that done and I'll be somewhat protected. I've had the flu before and it's no fun. So I'm just drying off this backing paper so that, like I said, I can possibly reuse that at a later stage. I prefer it to be heat dried rather than air dried. I think it gives a nicer look, so that's why I am focusing on that as well. Okay, so I'll show you the tones. Oh, that's really pretty. So that's just on a paper napkin. I hope you can see okay. And like I said, I did end up with a little purple spot there, but that's fine because that just adds something extra for the eye to play around with, really. And I can show you that on the tea stain paper. It's so pretty, it's so delicate. Okay, and I'm going to do one more. I might do a purple. Oh, actually, I'm just looking at the colours of the book. Maybe I'll just do a blue on its own. Why not? So yes, a friend and I went to town today and I bought shelving to go on my desk. So I actually have a set of shelves now on the desk in front of me. I even tried setting my camera up there, but it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. So I've moved it back to where I had it before, and I have moved it closer to those people who commented on my YouTube channel about the orientation of my previous video. I am really sorry about that. Like I said, I've been trying behind the scenes to try and turn that around for you guys and to turn the following videos around to make your viewing better, and I just haven't had any luck, and I'm really sad that YouTube have taken that option away because it would have been amazing if that option was still there, let's be honest. So I've learned a very valuable lesson from it. I need to check the orientation before I actually start recording. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't happen in the future. So I'm just going to spray this one. And like I said, I'm doing this all blue. And if you're not happy with the colour you get, you can always do a second layer. I have done that before and it does deepen the colour slightly, but for this journal I think I just want to keep it delicate. So heat guns going on, everybody. Once it starts to dry, you can see it starts to lift off the paper, the backing paper. Again, I often do this on newspaper, but I am loving the fact that I'm using this, it's like a butcher's paper, and the effect I'm getting on that. So that may be how I do it from now on. Now I'm just going to quickly dry this backing paper. And because you're only giving it a fairly light spray, it really doesn't take long to dry this part either.